Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I'm your watch guy today. Today I'm revisiting a watch that I unboxed a good while ago. But there's no better time for me to revisit this because it's at the lowest price that I've ever seen it at £48.67 on the Trendy Men's Watch Store. My affiliate link is in the description. I am of course talking about Pagani Design's homage of the Rolex Daytona. And of course I had to pick up the Panda version. It's just absolutely bloody gorgeous. It is a very popular watch and there are reasons for that. Remember, before we get into this video, please do subscribe to the channel for more content. Now, without further ado, let's turn this camera around and let's get into this review. So guys, this is the ever popular Pagani Design PD1644, the Daytona Homage. This is Pagani Design's interpretation of the famous Rolex Daytona, the one that you just can't buy unless it's on the grey market. Now this one is actually packed with a Seiko movement, and yes, you've guessed it, it is a mecha quartz movement. It is the VK63. Now mecha quartz is basically, I've shown you this on the channel before, but for those who have missed it, a mecha quartz movement is a mechanical moving chronograph powered by a quartz movement. As you can see there, we have a mechanical sweep on this chronograph hand. Just stop us here and flick us back. Very reminiscent of a mechanical chronograph flicking back to the 12 o'clock. Now, dimensions of this watch, it's very wearable, very comfortable. I actually really enjoy wearing it myself. So it comes in just around 41mm in dimension. It is quoted as a 40mm watch, but that is the actual bezel here. That's where they get that measurement from. It is 11mm thick, obviously aided by that quartz movement. Lug to lug, we are edging towards the 50mm, but it is slightly shorter in 48mm. Still very wearable on wrist, and I find it quite comfortable on my 6.2 inch wrists. So these are 20mm lugs, very popular lug size, and you can definitely find plenty of bands and bracelets to fit this watch if you do please. One thing to note though, they are quite tough to get off. I did actually have a subscriber email me the other day asking how to get the bracelet off of this watch. It is exactly the same as every other bracelet, but they are quite stiff, the bracelets on these Paganis, so you do have to really work at it. Now into this review, it is completely made of 316L stainless steel, this watch. We have really nice high polish finishing around the case itself. We also have really good levels of machining on this piece. No sharp corners really, quite well made, doesn't dig into your wrist, anything like that. Very nice piece from Pagani. We have a large screw down and signed crown over here in between these very nice crown guards. As you can see there, the Pagani logo emblazoned on the tip of the crown. Either side of these crown guards, we have these screw down pushers. You may have seen my Highquin video from earlier in the week. Screw down pushers really do get me. And that's why I'm so glad that Pagani fitted this with actual screw down pushers, functional screw down pushers. That is the only acceptable screw down pusher to have on a watch. Either make them functional or don't put it in there, in my opinion. Just stop this chronograph ticking around and flick it back to the 12 o'clock position there. Just screw these back in, and once they are screwed in, they aren't pushable anymore. As I say, functioning screw down pushers. Very nice to see at this price range. Very affordable watch to have these type of features in it. Another thing to mention about the movement while we're at it, this movement actually feels really, well, the crown engaging with the movement actually feels really good. I've actually had these movements before where it doesn't feel like you're actually moving the hands. So it's very nice to actually feel like you've got a decent connection with the movement while you're changing the time. That's how I like my watches anyway. As well as the screw down pushers and crown, we also have this screw down case back. As you can see there, the Pagani Design logo in the center, Sport PD1644. That is a stainless steel case back, as is the rest of the watch. We also have a really nice ceramic bezel fixed to the top of this watch. Yes, this is a fixed bezel as you would expect from a tachometer. It's really, really nicely done. I've actually chipped mine on the side there. Probably walked into a door frame at some point. But the bezel's really nice, very good quality. And I really like the crisp and clear accents on this one. The tachometer markings, really easy to read, and you can't get more stand out than black against white, can you? Obviously it flows very well with the rest of the design of this watch. Finishing off this casing, we have a sapphire crystal. Now that's something that we expect from Pagani nowadays, but it's not really something that you come to expect at this price range. That's actually a good piece of quality to have at this price range, of sapphire crystal, as well as the ceramic bezel, screw down crown, screw down pushers. This one definitely punches well above its price range or price weight, in my opinion. Now altogether this casing provides the watch with 100 meters of water resistance, which for a sports watch is pretty acceptable in my mind. As we move into this dial, we have a flat white dial with black Panda style accents. We have applied baton indices with pointed triangles at the end of them. They are surrounded with a stainless steel border and a center of lume. Around the edge of the dial we have a really nice minute track, very sporting type of edge to that, very race type of edge to it, with those nanosecond markers also applied there. At the 3, 6 and 9 o'clock positions we have small square indices. Now that's because the subdials obviously take over the spacing for those indices. Between the 5 and 4 o'clock position we have the date window. Now this date window is matched to the dial. Obviously it's a standard white date wheel, but with this colorway itself it flows very nicely and it doesn't take much away from the design with being the same color, being matched to the dial. And that's why people go on about color matched date wheels so much, because this is the type of effect that you get. It flows with the design instead of against it. The subdials actually have a vinyl type of effect to them, a vinyl record type of effect, and they are recessed into the case, which is really nice to see. That's a nice piece of design from Pagani. Obviously they haven't gone the easy route and just printed these dials. They are a piece of cutaway from the actual dial itself, which is nice to see. That's also a piece of quality that they've packed into such an affordable watch. At the 12 o'clock position we have the Pagani Design logo, followed by the Pagani Design print, chronograph sport. Now when these first arrived on the market, a lot of people said that they didn't like so much text up at that 12 o'clock position, but me personally, I quite like it. I feel like it flows very well with design. I feel like it adds a little bit to the homage of this watch. As well as that print, we also have Japan movement printed down at the 6 o'clock either side of that indice. Now the handset on this one is a pencil style sword tip handset. We actually have a black center on these stainless steel hands, as well as small parts of lume at the tips of the handset itself, obviously bordered in stainless steel effect. The second chronograph hand is also in the same stainless steel effect, as well as the subdial hands, which is very nice to see. It flows with the design, as I say. So over here at the 9 o'clock we have the minute hand for the chronograph feature on this watch. That's very nicely accented in the dial, as the rest of the subdials are. Over here we have the 24-hour feature, which I like to have in a watch. I feel like it helps me setting the time a lot quicker and setting the date. And down here at the 6 o'clock we have that ticking quartz second hand. As I say, this is a mecha quartz movement, hence the ticking quartz hand. Now as mentioned, this dial and handset are lumed. It's not the greatest lume in the world. I'll just insert the lume shot just here for you. So yeah, it's not brilliant. It's there, and that's the best thing I can say about it. Pagani Design are not known for their lume. In fact, they are known for their lume. It's just that we all wish that they'd put a bit more onto their watches. Moving around into this bracelet, we have the old style of Pagani Design bracelets, that stainless steel bracelet with the mid-link polished high polish and the brushed outer links, which flows nicely into the clasp. The recent ones that I've picked up actually have fully brushed bracelets and clasp, which I actually kind of like. I think that goes well with watches. So this is a nicely machined clasp, as you expect from Pagani Design now. That faux Rolex homage type of clasp. These are also screw links on this bracelet. Again, nice to see at this price range. We do also have male end links on this one, which is a put off for some people. I will say though, it does conform very well to my wrist, and I do rather like the fit of this watch. Speaking of which, I'll put this on my wrist now for a nice little wrist shot for you and show you how it fits to my 6.2 inch wrists. Here we go. Here's the PD1644 on my wrist. It's about time this one got its due review. It's been in my collection for a good while, and I've actually swapped it on and off wrist for a good while also. It's a really nice, easy pick up and wear watch because of that quartz movement. I'm not fiddling to change the time every morning, and it fits really nicely with a lot of different outfits. And it's also a perfect stylish type of watch for work. I'm not upset if I damage it in any sort of way. It's a nice way to have a luxury beater in my mind, if you can call it that. So as you've probably noticed through this review, this watch does plenty of things, but one thing it does not do is escape the moan section. Now, firstly, I'm going to go on to this here bracelet, and more so the clasp. The micro adjusts on these watches are absolute nightmares to use, and I did actually have to use it on this one. As you can see there, that's tucked in nicely into the clasp. It does have an extension on it, which is nice and usable. It's only half link, I believe. But those micro adjusts are absolute nightmares to use. They're just so fiddly. As well as that, there is a little bit of play in this, as you can see there, play in the fold of the clasp, which isn't exactly ideal. As I did mention, not everyone will be happy about those end links, but I think it's quite comfortable on wrist, so it doesn't really bother me. Now, the next moan I have is one that I've already mentioned. That lume is just not really sufficient. I understand that it's a sports watch, and that's not what you're looking for often in a sports watch, but it's hardly even there really, isn't it? It's very quick to fade. Yeah, Pagani, as I say, are not known for their lume. Finally, we have some misalignments on this watch. Now, if you look closely up at the 12 o'clock, you can see that the 60 is over to the right of the actual 12 o'clock mark. I don't know if they've already fixed that. Obviously, I picked this watch up months ago, so they may have assessed that and redone the bezels on these ones. Maybe worth checking with whoever you're picking it up from. As well as that, 6 o'clock marker, 9 o'clock marker and 3 o'clock marker, they're all askew. Ever so slightly on the 9, more so on the 3, and the 6 is bad, like very misaligned. And I noticed that as soon as it came out of the box, I was very disappointed with that. So, as you would probably expect from Pagani Design, they have missed out again on the quality control. I would like to see them maybe produce some more watches in the premium market. You know, start to push towards that sort of steel dive, maybe even Chronos and San Martin type of area, and see what they can really do on this market, because they do have a lot to offer. They are really affordable, and in the affordable bracket, they're quite well respected, especially in the AliExpress type of market. I think they're probably one of the most popular brands out there on the AliExpress market. So it would be nice to see them release a premium line, maybe around the £100, £150 mark, and see what they can really do with a lot more of a budget. I think that's where their future should really lie. You know, pushing a premium market as well as this really nice budget homage market. Yeah, that's my opinion of this here Pagani Design Daytona Homage. So I imagine a lot of you at this point are thinking, bloody hell, Jason, it's about time you reviewed that watch. There's quite a, well, I say quite a few, there's about 3 or 4 that I really do need to get round to. It's just that I've been so busy with other things lately. I also need to get back onto the Rolex series. I do have a small update for you guys. Hopefully Sunday would be a good day to release that. Only a small update, it's not a major. So, you know, it's just keeping you up to date, letting you know that I'm still doing it. And obviously I have been a little bit busy with brands sending me their watches in. But guys, I promise I am going to get round to everything. Promise. So if you've enjoyed this video, please do head down there and subscribe to the channel. I have plenty more content for you coming soon. If you would like to pick this watch up, my affiliate link is in that description there. As I say, they're on sale right now for the Black Friday sale on AliExpress. They're $48.67 last time I checked. That's actually cheaper than I paid when I got a decent discount from one of the suppliers to mention them on the channel. So yeah, it's a bargain. It really is. Thank you for watching this, guys, and I will see you in the next one.